Hi, good day everyone. By the way, I'm Yap Ninyo Christopher. And for today, we will do the discussion about the quiz of survival. So first is the birth of the Moro National Liberation Front. It was not until the early 1973 that the Moro National Liberation Front, or MNLF, was made public and started to claim credit for the series of fighting in Mindanao and Sulu. In Cotabato, the early statement of the press releases of the reveals were issued in the name of the High Command of the Moro fighters. Before that, the name and identified the front were even more shrouded in the mystery. It was 1969 that MNLF was founded by a young scholar-minded Moro student and professional in Manila. His decision was bold indeed, for the stakes were high and laden with dangers, but was not a careless thought without decision. In fact, under the prevailing circumstances, there was no other recourse except to organize, mobilize, and fight to survive. After a while, a 7-man provisional central committee was organized with Nur Muasri as chairman and Abukar Alonto as vice chairman. The other major portfolios were given to Otay Salamhuddin, Wallop Sambu of Basilan, Ali Alibon of Davao, Lomansahan or King Zais of Cotabato, and Saywali of Zamboanga. Salamat Hasim was tasked to head for the undivided Empire province of Cotabato, where a provincial committee was set as immediately. Around the second half of 1972, a meeting was slated to take place in Sabah to install as the main agendum a permanent chairman of the Central Committee. The meeting was facilitated by Chief Datutun Mustafa Harun. Salamat Hasim, Dr. Salim Muwang, Daud Tuwan, and Montaser Abdul Rahman were for the group. Of the Cairo group was now represented. In the name of Nur Meosari, Salamat Hasim, and Dr. Silong Krapt as a frontrunners of the chairmanship. However, in tripartite meeting involving the above-named person, Hasim eventually given a favor of Nur Muasari. He could have prolonged the process, allowed the intramural to protect while subtly maneuvering to take the post for himself. But after intense soul-searching, Hasim opposed to Musari for the sake of unity and difference of what Islam teaches, that a Muslim cannot vote himself to become a leader. And when early 1973 came, Nur moved to Sabah, Malaysia, where they established her headquarters and from the directed martially fighting in the war theater in Mindanao and Sulu. And it's December 1973, upon the instruction of the MNLF chairman, Hasim proceeded to Tripoli, Libya via Sabah for consultants and assumed a new assignment in the Foreign Service. Armelio Roni Maglogwak succeeded as a chairman of the Cotabato Revolutionary Committee or KRC. And in 1975, Nur Muasari left Sabah and joined Salamat Hasim in Libya, where together with the other MNLF leaders. Officially organized expanded MNLF Central Committee, Nur Muasari was elected chairman. Abulkair Alumto was chosen as absentia as a vice chairman. Salamat Hasim became the chairman for the Foreign Affairs. Bebrakin Lukman was named Secretary General and Abdurrasad Asani as the chairman of the Committee of Information. The rest of the officers went to other trusted lieutenants of Musari. In March 1978, Abubakar Alunto was her followers surrendered to the government, and soon after Salamat Hasim in concurrent capacity became the vice chairman of the Central Committee. Second is the founding of MBLO. Before the declaration of martial law in 1972, the more traditional aristocratic leaders, the likes of Congressman Rashmid Lukman, ex-Senator Salipada Pindatun, and ex-Governor Dato Ugtong Matalam, were still very powerful. As a matter of fact, the assembly of first batch of 90 Moro trainees known as the Top 90 were sent to Sabah for more precisely Palau Pangkur state of Perak, Malaysia, for intensive military training of guerrilla warfare, was made possibly through the facilitation of this. As 1970 come, Congressman Rashmid Lukman organized the Bangsa Moro Liberation Front or BMLO. It was designed to function as an umbrella organization under which all of the liberation forces must reject. In 1984, it renamed Bangsa Muslimin Islamic Liberation Organization. It is frowned upon the use of term Moro, which was given by the enemies of Islam, and instead Muslim was chosen. And in 1971, Congressman Rashmin Lucman, ex-Senator Salipada Pendatun, and ex-Dumacao Alunto, now overly carrying the name of other but legal organization, the Islamic Democrat the Philippines, declared himself as the representative of the More people and went to Libya to seek assistance. Perez Muammar Gaddafi did not only meet but promised all forms of help to the More people. However, it's an ironic twist of circumstances when the Libya aid started to rule on the initial release rechanneled to Lucman's group to the rest people of MN. After the declaration of martial law in 1972, Makapantun Abbas Jr. presented the case of the Moors before the Organization of Islamic Conferences in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The OIC Secretary General was erstwhile Malaysian Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman. The following year, Makaputo Abbas Jr. returned to the Philippines and along with several others to accept a position in the Presidential Task Force for the Reconstruction and Development of Mindanao or PTFRDM. The main task was to restore peace and order in Mindanao and Sulu and to implement selective amnesty and rehabilitation. On the other hand, Congressman Rashmin Lucman worked his way to declare the President Marcos Consist as the paramount Sultan of Mindanao and Sulu.